You're listening to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, and we are covering WWE King and Queen of the Ring 2024 live in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And I have my Hot Commodity joining me too. Well, you know, you were doing the dishes, so I assumed they would hear the water going on in the background. But we are covering the pay-per-view. Decent pay-per-view, wasn't the best, but there were some matches that I enjoyed particularly over others. But to kick off the show, we have the kickoff match of Women's Tag Team Championships. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeating Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. In quick fashion, Candice hits a springboard lion saw to Jade Cargill and gets a 2, but Bianca and Jade land a code breaker body slam combo, and Bianca and Jade defeat Indy.
This one was a real nail biter. We had no idea who was going to win.
Yeah. But basic opener for the show. Next up, we have the World Women's Championship on the line. The WWE World Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. We were talking about Becky's attire. She kind of looked like she had like almost like a tuxedo on kind of for this match.
Looking a little butch.
And Liv was sort of wearing a tribute to Britney Spears again. These two had they had a decent back and forth singles match here. Liv lands a low drop kick. Both women land a double clothesline. Becky hits a Bex bloater and a missile drop kick to a 2. Becky hits a reverse DDT. Liv applies the rings of Saturn. And then Dominik Mysterio comes out. Dominik said earlier on the pre-show that he would do whatever it takes to cost Liv this match. Liv hits a code breaker and gets a 2. Becky hits a superplex. Dom tosses in a steel chair to Becky, and he distracts the referee, but Becky Lynch decides not to use a chair. When that happens, Liv DDTs Becky onto the steel chair and lands in oblivion. And with help from Dominik Mysterio, we have a new WWE World Women's Champion in Liv Morgan. I thought this was a great match, a great start to King of the Ring here. What was your take on Dominik Mysterio accidentally costing the match?
Bullshit. He wasn't really trying to foster a match. He's fucking Liv.
Do you think he's screwing Liv?
Oh.
And what do you think about Liv Morgan being champion now? Or do you think she deserves it? Do you think?
Yeah, I like her. I wish, her whole thing is she's kind of being bad girl right now. So I knew she wasn't going to win fair and square.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Liv Morgan. So.
Yep. And we did find out earlier today, this is breaking news. I don't think you know about this. Becky is getting her rematch on Raw. It's going to be Liv and Becky inside a steel cage. Well, they're fighting in a steel cage tonight. I wasn't sure.
Oh, no, I didn't know they were in a cage.
Mm-hmm. So that will be happening. Becky will get a rematch. But I am happy that Liv won. She's been a former women's champion before. And I do think it's her time. I think she's going to, look good with this championship. And I am excited to see this situation with Dominik and Liv play out, especially with Rhea Ripley coming back eventually. Next up, we have the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn defending against Bronson Reed and Chad Gable with Otis and Maxine. Before the match, Chad Gable kicks out Maxine. We see a lot of action in this triple threat. Bronson Reed slams Sami Zayn on the Chad Gable. Sami sends both men to the floor and dives on both of them. Sami lands a really cool sunset flip powerbomb to Bronson Reed and gets a 2 count. Sami lands a tornado DDT, but Chad Gable applies an ankle lock to Sami. Sami with a blue thunder bomb to Bronson Reed, which is cool too. Bronson hits a Samoan drop and misses the tsunami. Otis clotheslines Bronson Reed on the floor, and Chad Gable yells at Otis to hit Sami Zayn. Otis won't do it. Chad slaps Otis, and then finally Otis goes to clothesline Sami. Sami moves, and Otis accidentally takes out Chad Gable, and then Sami lands a haluva kick to Bronson Reed to retain the title and outsmart Chad Gable. You figure that Otis is going to play into this match. pretty much what I expected was going to happen here. What'd you think?
I thought it was a good match. Yeah, I mean, I knew something like that was going to happen. But I was kind of disappointed. I'm ready to see Otis just hit the bastard to get it over with.
Yeah.
And he keeps kind of pushing it out. So I'm hoping that maybe tonight, we'll see Otis throw a set.
Now listen, this is breaking too. It's being reported that Becky Lynch's WWE contract will expire this weekend. She'll become a free agent on June 1st if she doesn't come to terms with WWE on a new deal this week.
I can't imagine them letting her go. She's the highest paid wrestler in WWE. Well, the highest paid woman in WWE.
But anyway, sorry about that. Back to this match, though. I was just excited about Becky and finding myself. I thought it was a decent match, though. I think the triple threat matches are a lot more fun because you see there's more elements added to it. But I do agree with you. They should have done something a bit different. But basic triple threat match. Before the match, we get another QR code. This time it brings us to someone playing WWE 2K24. They're having a match, Bayley versus Bianca Belair at Extreme Rules, which happened in real life. Bray Wyatt debuted at that pay-per-view. He came back at that pay-per-view. There's a guy, he's English. He's the one playing the game. He hears something outside. He looks out the window, and it looks like someone is outside.
And which one of the suspected new baby Wyatt members are English?
Well, I think they're thinking of Nikki Cross. She's not English, but she's from Scotland.
Right.
And her husband, Killian Dane, is from Ireland. I couldn't really get a grip on the guy's accent. No, he was. He used to be in WWE, but he left. Well, I'm excited to see what happens on Raw with this whole Wyatt 6, this whole situation going on. We get our Queen of the Ring finals here. We have Nia Jax taking on Lyra Valkyria. The tag team champions A-Town Down Under are in the crowd for this match. Don't know why. Lyra lands a baseball slide, but Nia splashes Lyra in the corner. She hangs Lyra upside down. She lands a Samoan drop. Nia accidentally leg drops the ring apron, and Lyra Valkyria lands a bulldog on the floor in a tornado DDT. Lyra lands a flying leg drop to the back of Nia's head to get a 2 count. Lyra tries to land a powerbomb to Nia Jax out of the corner, but as she lifts up Nia just squashes Lyra Valkyria with a cool-looking annihilator, and Nia Jax is the new Queen of the Ring. After the match, Triple H crowns Nia, and Nia says, "I know none of you are happy for me, but I am, and you will get angrier because I will become champion and your queen at SummerSlam."
I thought Nia took some lessons to Randy Orton and pulled that shit
Out of nowhere, she did, and basically,
she deserved.
Nia will then go on to possibly challenge the women's champion Bayley at SummerSlam if Bayley is to continue to hold on to that title. Until then, what are your thoughts on Nia being the Queen of the Ring? Lyra did a good job, but we knew she wasn't.
In fact, I think that it should have come down to who did she fight? If it wasn't her, it would have been Io, right?
Io.
Yeah. I think that Io would have put on a really good match with Nia. But I'm not hating. She did good. The right person won, and I'm excited to see her fight Bayley. I think Nia is going to become champion, but I would like to see Bayley beat her once, at least in the title once.
Okay.
And then, maybe them fight again.
Okay. Well,
Bayley hasn't had a big challenge.
No, she hasn't. And fun fact, Bayley did defeat Nia Jax back in NXT when they competed against each other. Wasn't it Naomi? No, she defended it against the triple threat Naomi and Tiffany Stratton in France. Next up, we have the King of the Ring finals, Gunther versus Randy Orton. Gunther starts off with a lot of chops and uppercuts. He lands a body slam. and clotheslines. Randy lands a power slam and a draping DDT. Gunther hits a flying splash to get a 2 count. Randy Orton back suplexes Gunther onto the table. He did. Gunther pushes Randy Orton to the apron and lands a chop. Orton backdrops Gunther on the floor. Orton lands a third back suplex onto the table. Gunther attacks Randy Orton's bad knee, applies a half crab. Randy lands an RKO out of nowhere to get a 2 count. And afterward, Gunther rolls up Orton to become the 2024 King of the Ring. However, there is controversy as Orton's arms weren't down. Yeah, but Triple H basically said afterwards that Orton's done, he's hurt, and that he eventually will come to challenge Gunther. He didn't say that they were gonna automatically, and if they were, he would say.
I see all the YouTube channels are like, oh well, they're gonna rematch your King of the Ring. No, Triple H said right out, Gunther is your King of the Ring no matter what, but Randy deserves the reach.
Yep.
So I wasn't saying that it's up for anything, but he didn't hit Randy. Everybody saw it. His arm is so.
Do you think that was on? I don't think that was on. I think that was a mistake because if it was on purpose, they would have kept the storyline.
I think that it was so blatant that they had to, like, usually when things like that happen,
they won't address
it. Ignore it. But it was so blatant, and there's pictures all over of the ref counting with and Randy saw in that. So I think that Triple H wanted to say something about it because, which I was surprised because I thought it was a mistake too, and I thought they were just going to leave it alone.
Power of social media. After Gunther says it feels great beating Randy Orton, what happened tonight was the Apex Predator became the prey of the ring general. He will become the champion at SummerSlam. So it looks as if, well, we'll talk about that after we get to the main event. Backstage, Triple H is on the microphone. He says that Drew McIntyre is officially cleared. So at Clash at the Castle, world champion Damian Priest will defend against Drew McIntyre. Excited for that. We've made to our main event, the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes defending against the United States Champion Logan Paul. And this was an impressive match, in my opinion. Logan dives onto Cody Rhodes on the floor. He being Logan Paul, tosses Cody Rhodes into the ring steps and lands an alley-oop and a gut wrench slam for a 2 count. Logan then lands a standing moonsault for a 2. Cody hits a disaster kick to Logan Paul on the apron. And then Cody hits Logan with a prime bottle. Logan Paul's friend gives Logan Paul brass knuckles, and he being Logan hits Cody Rhodes in the ribs on the floor with the brass knuckles. Cody dives onto Logan Paul on the floor and lands a bionic elbow and applies a figure 4 leg lock, and Logan Paul is screaming in pain. Cody hits a Cody cutter for a 2. Logan then hits Cody Rhodes with a crossroads for a 2 count. Logan slams Cody Rhodes onto the announce table, and Cody jumps off the railing with a Cody cutter to Logan Paul on top of the table. Logan then jumps and lands a frog splash through Cody Rhodes through a table. Then he tosses Cody Rhodes into the ring and lands a frog splash to get another 2 count. Cody is tossed into the referee, and the referee is knocked out. Cody goes to hit a vertebreaker, but Logan hits a low blow. Logan has the brass knuckles, but the Saudi Arabian guy, I don't know his name, he grabbed Logan's leg, allowing Cody to land 3 crossroads, and Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship in a hard-fought match. That vertebreaker that Cody hit on Logan Paul was really bad. What are your thoughts on this main event? Cody, the vertebreaker, like it looked like it really hurt Logan. It's like when he takes that.
When Logan hit the ground too and almost fucking broke his neck. That was bad.
I think Logan Paul deserved a lot of. But he did the same thing. He landed on his neck, Logan Paul. So Logan Paul, I think, deserves a lot of credit because he was a social media star. Now and he's
an awesome wrestler.
He is a really good wrestler. This was a good match. It looks like we're gonna get Gunther and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. What do you think? Or I'm sorry, Gunther, because Gunther is on Raw now. So it'll either be Gunther versus Drew McIntyre or Gunther versus Damian Priest at SummerSlam. But what do you think about Cody Rhodes beating Logan Paul here?
He but it was a really good match, and like on the matches like that, where like obviously Cody Rhodes isn't going to lose the championship to Logan Paul, but when you're watching it and for a split second, you're like, oh, maybe. I think they did a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for a couple split seconds, I was like, oh shit. So I guess that means they did a good job.
Yep, 100%. I thought it was a good card. I liked the fact that Logan Paul kept kicking out of everything, and Cody did the same thing. They both threw whatever they could at each other, and they kept like being able to come back from it. It was a good storytelling match. And overall, I thought this was a decent pay-per-view. Not the best, but I did enjoy it. I thought that they all put on a good show.
It was definitely better than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't as excited about this one as I normally am. It was better than I thought.
Me too. I thought it was a good show, and it's got me ready for Clash at the Castle, ready for Raw, and a lot more stuff coming in. Okay. You want Drew? Okay. I could see that.
I think CM Punk played fucking up.
Yeah, I definitely could see CM Punk getting involved in that.
And CM Punk is like basically cleared to fight. Like not yet, but almost. I think he probably in reality could fight.
Well, we will find out more, and pretty much I'm excited to find out what's going to happen with the YS6, find out all the new stuff going on. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.